Okay, so here I'm just gonna talk about how do we use the word 几 and 多, these two words to approximate number, and what is the difference between them. So I'm gonna put in the first. 几 is how you want to approximate number in a more general level. I don't know specifically how much is there, so I will use 几 to perform in a more general level. And 多 is more in a granular and more specific level. For example, I know there's a base number, 50 something or whatsoever. I just don't know what about the something is. So I use 多 to approximate something more like leftover. I know a bigger number, a bigger base here, and I just need a way to explain, to address the leftover. So this is 多, this is 几. Okay, now let's see some specific scenarios. So, for example, I see there's a bunch of the apple. It's less than 10. Of course, it's more than 1. And I want to approximate it. And you understand the unit here is 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatsoever. And all of these, we approximate using 几. So, there will be 几个 apple, 几个苹果. Alright, and now let's go above 10. So between 10 and 20, we still have the unit of 1. What do I mean by unit of 1? So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on and so forth. All of these, we call them 十几个苹果 apple, because see here, the digit of 10 is already designated. It's already ascertained. So 10, 10, and plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Only this part I'm really not sure it's what that is. So I perform the approximation on this digit, on the digit of ones. That's what I mean by the unit of 1. Okay, and now let's go beyond the 20. So in this case, there's a rule here, still using 几, but the unit started to become 10. What do I mean by 10? So performing on the digit of 10 here. I mean 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on and so forth. And all of these, because here, this is imminent. This is unchanged. So we put 10 here. And now this part is changing. So I'm approximating it. I say 几十个. Clear right now? Okay, and now let's enter to the next chapter about 多. Sometimes you'll be like, Han Yan, what if I want to go still beyond 20, but the unit is not 10 anymore? I want to be more granular because I know our classroom has 50 something students. I already know 50. So I don't want to generalize with a 20 or 60 or even 90 because I know information better than that, right? So that's how we perform the unit level of 1 in this case. And now we have to change it into 多. For example, I know there are 20 something student. 20 something, right? This, we want to approximate this something. So we copy down this 20, 20, and now this part, we say approximation, 多, and then the measure word, 20多个, 20 something, apple, for example, 苹果. Okay, and now what about, I'd be like, what about the unit is even less than 1? Is it possible? The answer is yes. And it's actually very, very useful at the same time. So, what do I mean by that? Wait a sec. I think my power for Apple Pencil is off. Just give me a second. I'm recharging it. Okay, let's go. So, in this case, less than 1, the unit is less than unit of 1. So, we're performing in a 1 to 10 level in this case, because only in the case of a smaller number do we usually need a more granular way of showing the information, right? Because it's easier to calculate. It's more demanding. Okay, so for example, I have 3 apples over there. I can see clearly, but I've got another apple here. It's got bitten by a mice, for example. but by a mouse. But I'm not sure how much has been bitten off. It's impossible to calculate, right? I don't know it's a half off or 1/3 off or 2/3 off. It's too hard to calculate, so I want to approximate it. That's why we use 多 here to replace this part that I'm not sure with. And about this part, I'm sure, so I just copy it down. 3多个 like the way we used to do? No, it's wrong here. Here is where you have to have your awareness because you need to change the order. You have to put the measure word first and then 多. So 3个多 instead of 3多个. This is the part you have to be more careful. Okay. And now that's everything we need to know about 多 and 几. To sum up, you realize here we're doing the unit in a much less way or smaller way. For example, here unit is performing on the 1 level instead of a tens level. See? That's why here it's the same condition, so that's why I'm comparing these two. So unit is apparently smaller, and in this case, I use 多. And here, unit is even less than 1, so it's self-evident. I have to use 多. Right, so information is more granular, it's more specific. And then on this part, you realize unit 1, and unit even beyond 1, it becomes 10. So it's a scenario less demanding. It's like you are more easier to get by with the information. So I use something more general with approximation. I use 几. So that's basically it. And there's a final note that I want to address here is in this part, I could use 几 or 多 both. But this part is going to be pretty tricky because it is a little bit harder to be adopting the system. So if you feel you're good enough to take it to the next level, then this is the note for you. Okay, 20几个 or 20多个. Why? It could be explanation that because unit level of 1 still doesn't being counted as too demanding, right? Because we already did it before. And that is why I started to use 几 in this scenario. But be very careful. This part, in this scenario, you don't use 多. So that's here. That's exactly why I say it's a bit trickier. So just